Good afternoon, guys. Hope you are doing well. This is your boy Timana Kona here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now we'll talk about Kwayiba from Chippa United. Of course, we know that Orlando Pirates wants the player and the player is linked with the club. Personal terms has been agreed with the player and a very talented player. He can score in the Betway Premiership 20 games, 6 goals and 0 assists. Nedbank Cup 1 game and 1 goal. Do you think Orlando Pirates need the player or what? But in my choice, Orlando Pirates need the player. The player wants to join Orlando Pirates. He must go there and gain experience more because of Orlando Pirates is missing strike position. Of course, they have Evidence Mahopa, they have Tshegofatso Mabaso and Radio Man. So, of course, if Kwayiba comes to Orlando Pirates team, one must leave the club. And who will leave the club? It will be Radio Pani or Mahopa or Mabasa. So we will see what's going to happen with Orlando Pirates. But for sure, they need Kwayiba in their team. Of course, Jose Rivero is leaving the club, but now they're signing the player. They are very consistent to sign the player. So we will see what's going to happen with Kwayiba. Expect more news for the player. Of course, he already agreed in principle, personal terms has been agreed with the player and Chippa. But now Kwayiba can still join Orlando Pirates from Chippa. Of course, Chippa has made a statement that Kwayiba will leave the club for sure when special offer comes. But now Orlando Pirates are leaving the race to get the signature of the striker, Bafana striker Kwayiba. Very talented striker. So he can join Orlando Pirates at the end of the season. So expect more news about Kwayiba. Moving on to Munnapule Saleng's trending topic and news. Munnapule Saleng is one of the big players that can leave Orlando Pirates at the end of the season. We all know that he was back in the first leg of Pyramids game at FNP Stadium, but he didn't play. He was wearing Orlando Pirates stuff. But now it's very imminent. The player can leave the club at the end of the season. So we will see what's going to happen. Of course, Orlando Pirates, he's out of contract at the end of the season, but he can still renew his contract. Orlando Pirates has planned that can renew his contract for sure. So we will see about Munnapule Saleng's situation at Orlando Pirates, but it's very imminent for the player. He wants to stay at the club, but the club is not negotiating with the player to renew his contract. So expect more, guys. So Munnapule Saleng is very complicated to say that he can leave, he can stay, but we will see in the coming months or weeks, several weeks. We will see the market is opening soon as possible. So expect more about Munnapule Saleng news at Orlando Pirates. Moving on to Blom situation at Kaizer Chiefs. It's very clear Kaizer Chiefs are so close to sign Blom on a permanent deal, and the player is doing well. Very consistent guy. He was playing for Kaizer Chiefs before he moved to MLS side. So now Blom can join Orlando Pirates. When you look at Blom, one of the big players at Kaizer Chiefs, he's fighting for the team. He's very consistent. So Blom will stay at Kaizer Chiefs for sure. Negotiating is underway with Kaizer Chiefs. So Maspegun Blom, sipeki player enzima gabi. The player can play as a right back, the player can play as a left back, the player can play as a CTM. On position we are Blom. So Blom can still stay at Kaizer Chiefs for sure. So with us talking with the player, they're busy. So expect more about Blom staying at Kaizer Chiefs. It's very clear. Moving on to Orlando Pirates' new coach. Of course, we know that Jose Rivero is leaving the club at the end of the season. Decision made by the manager, he will move to Orlando Pirates. So it's very imminent to say that Orlando Pirates is linked with Rulani Mokoena. So it's one of the big targets, and Pito Musimani and Paulo Bento. So it's very imminent. So we will see. But I can say that Rulani Mokoena is leading the race to join Orlando Pirates, but it's not a confirmed deal. The contract proposals will be sent for Rulani, but you will see. We all know that Orlando Pirates don't like to sign South African coaches. They like to sign the outside coaches, but Paulo Bento is one of the big target for Orlando Pirates, and Rulani and Pito. We talk about Pito Musimani, very experienced guy. We all know him from Mamelodi Sundowns. He's doing well with Mamelodi Sundowns in 2016 season, but now it's very imminent. He's free agent, of course, but now Rulani Mokoena can join Orlando Pirates at the end of the season, since Jose Rivero is leaving the club. It's very imminent to say that Jose Rivero is leaving the club. Of course, he was doing well at Orlando Pirates. He won MTN 8 cups and Nedbank cups, so now he's chasing the league to reach Mamelodi Sundowns. So in your own opinion, do you think Orlando Pirates will catch up to win the league, or the league is over already? So we will see in the coming days what's going to happen with Orlando Pirates' new head coach. So guys, expect more. So it's a let him cook for Orlando Pirates, looking for a new head coach. Goodbye.